What are some brutally honest dating advice for men? Before we start with the first story, please hit subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Story 1. If you like a girl, then ask her out and let her know you are interested. And if she doesn't see you in that way, then politely accept it and please spare yourself and leave. Mental health is important. Your future self will thank you. Note: thank you so much everyone for taking time out and reading the comment and giving your valuable inputs on it. This is my first comment and it feels good to be heard. I have edited my comment to include suggestions given by all of you. Story 2. Also, the friend zone is something you put yourself into by being afraid to ask them out and instead think you can somehow backdoor your way into a relationship by becoming really good friends. That doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't be friends with someone you're romantically interested in. It just means you need to be honest. I value you as a friend because you're my friend, against I value you as a friend because eventually I will find an opening to confess my love to you. Story 3. Most young men don't seem to realize that big confessions are a major no-no. Even if a woman likes someone, that's a really intense energy to bring to the beginning of a relationship. Not that men shouldn't be honest or vulnerable, but waiting until those feelings are really big and then dumping them all on someone at once can be a lot for someone to deal with when they thought you were just friends. If you're developing feelings for someone, tell them you like them and ask them out before it starts to weigh on you. That's smaller and means you don't have to sit on those emotions for a long time. If the answer is no, you can stop early and never put that much weight on your shoulders in the first place. Story 4. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Don't monopolize the conversation with your own stories and achievements. Ask about their day, their dreams, their challenges. Let the dialogue flow back and forth. Show genuine interest in what they have to say. It builds respect and rapport. If you can hold a conversation that's balanced and engaging, chances are you'll leave a good impression. After all, a solid relationship is built on the foundation of shared dialogue, not a one-man show. Story 5. Don't assume things. This goes for anybody. Ask about expectations and lay out yours. Be upfront and be honest. You want an active life? Lay it out there. You don't like much? Lay it out there. Want kids, marriage, animals, a house? Lay it out. Be open to the other person's wants too, but prioritize your own. If something feels incompatible after more than a year, it probably is. That doesn't mean the relationship was a waste though. If they're kind to you, if they treat you nicely and are affectionate in the ways that are important to you, and they don't take without giving in turn, and they respect your autonomy and privacy, then you're good there. The issue with dating is people don't treat it enough like friendship. You should get along with your partner, share interests and values and desires beyond each other's bodies. You should be friends with your partner. Respect and kindness and compassion are the foundational aspects of any relationship, but most critical in a romantic one. Story 6. As a socially awkward guy who dated and married up, my key advice is 1. Don't hesitate to ask out the people you find most attractive. 2. Ace the basics. You'd be amazed how many don't. Be clean and wear clean clothes in good shape. Make sure your place is clean and has what it takes to make a guest of 10 minutes or a weekend comfortable and ick-free. Make sure your ride is clean. 3. You don't have to spend big or go over your head, but don't hold back or look like you're in pain when the check comes or there's some cost involved. 4. Focus on that person you are with. 5. Have fun. 6. Finally, learn to take rejection with grace. It's not an attack on you. Learn from the dates dating that didn't work. The best hitters in the world don't bat 1,000. Be nice to the person who isn't into you, and trust me, you will feel better and you will be more up for the next opportunity. And if you are nice, they may have a friend for you. Good luck! Story 7. In my experience, if she is always busy and kinda hard to get a hold of except occasionally, then you probably aren't the one she is focused on, and she isn't giving you the whole story. That's my rule for friends. If I ask to hang out in 2 or 3 separate instances and each time they only respond with can't busy as opposed to can't busy, but how about X day instead? Then I assume they don't like me enough. If they really do want to hang out with you, they'll come up with an alternative to make it happen. If they say they're busy and leave it at that, they're either lying or are telling the truth, but don't feel like hanging out at different time either. I give 1 or 2 freebies just in case they're just depressed or something and are feeling introverted towards everyone in that time period. Story 8. Be choosy about the men you take advice from. A lot of it is nonsense or in bad faith or really find banal and unnecessary. You're not cool just being real. Worldly or whatever dramatic archetype for spewing the rules 1 and 2-bit, you're being kind of a tool. A lot of the advice is targeted at you, particularly by advertising, to make you feel insecure. This is where the lack of success comes from. You're wanted like this because it's then easier to make you buy stuff. Influencers sound like they make sense, but are doing the same thing for the same reason. There are no clear or fair or foolproof strategies. You're better off doing things that you like or make you feel better. Ironically, this is what does make you attractive. Story 9. If they want you in their life, they will make time for you. I'm sure kids and work comes first, but if they're always busy, then don't bother chasing after them. If you're looking for a younger one, you'll have to get used to the phone being in your face a lot. Sounds a bit rash, but it's up there with brutally honest if you have a good relationship with your mom. Treat your woman as you would your mom. Be nice, mannerly, don't swear, clean yourself up, and maybe she will look your way. Make her smile and laugh and she will remember you. Story 10. Wanting to find someone who likes you for who you are does not mean you don't have to shower or can dress like a slob and do nothing with yourself or your life. Smell good, for God's sake, wipe properly and thoroughly wash your ass regularly. Wear clean clothes that fit you and flatter your body. There are clothes that flatter literally every body type. Figure out yours, learn how to cook, and keep your home clean. Have interests and be interesting. These are all skills that can be learned and practiced. You don't have to be Brad Pitt to be attractive to women, but you can't be Shrek. Story 11. The friend zone is not a path to a relationship. Don't pretend to be her friend just because you hope she will date you. Be honest about your intentions. I had a friend once who would often comment about this guy, who she was friends with, that she found to be a nice friendship, but always commented how she was not physically attracted to him, which was good for their friendship. Fast forward a few months later, this guy starts dating another girl, and she comes to me seemingly annoyed and said that she didn't know what happened, but once he started that other girl, she found herself jealous of their relationship and couldn't stop thinking about him. When she messaged him to explain that she thought that they needed time apart, as she didn't understand these feelings she was starting to have for him, he messaged her back and said that it was fine if they never spoke again, since he was aware due to his new girlfriend being someone that she hung around all the time, since he found out that she would on the regular talk about he is not attractive to her. Basically stating that either way is toxic thinking, since he himself would never go around and tell people that he thought a friend of his wasn't attractive or thought that a friend was ugly. She got all upset and spent days talking about how she felt like a bitch for that and could have easily ended something that could have been great because she cared more about looks and didn't see the big picture, which was that guy was actually a decent human being. Story 12. Honestly, this was something that pissed me off to no end about a friend of mine I had in high school. For context, I have been with my husband now for 15 years, which was during this time. When I announced my husband and I's engagement, my friend literally messaged me out of the clear blue and called me a scathing hoe. I didn't have any idea what they were talking about. Turns out they had been skating on the friend zone, hoping the ice would crack between me and my now husband and they could just slide in there. It made me feel so gross. My husband got pissed off and ended up having a full-blown conversation with that person about a lot of different things, but mainly how not cool it was to not inform me of the intentions of our friendship like a total and then call me a hoe after I announced our engagement. I don't even talk to that person anymore. I have absolutely no idea where they are. And you know what? I don't care. The fact that they spent over 8 years of friendship with me for the simple fact they thought they could slide in there after my husband and I broke it off, and then got mad when my husband and I didn't and ended up getting married instead, they can go f themselves for all eternity. Story 13. Do not oversaturate the person you like with compliments. One here or there is fine, but constantly throwing them out will result in the person you like not valuing what you're actually saying. Also, do not spend an outrageous amount on going out on the first date. I know you want to impress your suitor, but absolutely do not feel like you need to overdo it on the first date. Someone worth your time also won't order the most expensive thing on the menu and an endless supply of drinks on your dime. Oh my goodness, this is so true. I'm a divorced lady in my 40s, so I've been through the ringer enough times to know when someone is actually being sincere and complimenting you and when they're full of BC, they think it's the path to pants downtown. If you want to say my earrings are awesome, or my joke was funny, or you like the playlist I put on, cool, that's sweet of you and I appreciate it. If you tell me I'm the funniest, coolest, most unique woman you've ever met, or God forbid not like the other girls, please just stop. You're doing too much and it's not working. Also, yeah, the man I'm seeing now took me on a very simple first date at a local restaurant, and we didn't even do drinks or dessert, just burgers and people watching, and it was fantastic. If the chemistry is there, you don't need tons of cash to close the deal. Story 14. If she has kids already, you're going to be second place to those kids forever, and you need to be okay with that from moment one. If you have kids already, she needs to be second place to those kids, and you need to only date someone who is okay with that from moment one. You do not want to end up in 20 years wondering why your older kids don't call anymore, because they blame you for starting a second family and deprioritizing them. Further, if you're freshly divorced, don't anyone from your life before the divorce. Not mutual friends, not acquaintances, not co-workers, not your kid's teacher. None of those people. No one will believe it wasn't an affair that started before your divorce. If you meet someone less than a year after the papers are signed, people will still think you had an affair. Story 15. I haven't truly had success with online dating, but I will say I swipe immediately past profiles of men where they seem already angry, jaded, and burnt out. Like the ones who write in their bio. Don't match with me unless you're planning to talk to me. Don't waste my time. I'm not looking for a gold digger. I don't want to be your kid's new father, etc. It's like, bro, if you're coming at me that angry and we haven't even swiped yet, this is not hopeful, LOL. Also, if I do match with someone and they're very defensive very early on in the messaging, like if we've exchanged a few messages and maybe I don't get back to them right away, and they start coming at me in a hostile manner, I can't deal with that personally. It feels like such a precursor to who they're going to be later on in the relationship. I once had someone I matched with ask me about getting together a couple of times, but I wasn't available that day, and the second or third inquiry he turned on me became very angry that I was leading him on and trying to waste his time, and he was sick and tired of my type of woman, basically. I had no idea what was going on. The guy lived like 45 minutes away and was only really trying to get together with me on the spot, with no plans and knowing I'm a single parent who runs a business. I blocked him immediately. I know being in the dating pool is frustrating for all of us, but hostility and accusations up front before I've even met you and I didn't even do anything. That's hard, my friend. Alright folks, that's a wrap. If you like this, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also share your those in the comment below.